Welcome to the Health and Wellness Program. You're listening to Maree Gifkins. Today we're going to be talking about sleeping, and I've got some money-saving tips for a good sleep. And don't we need a good sleep? It makes such a difference to our day. And so I've got 7 free tips for you that cost you nothing. And if you do at least 3 of them, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to have a much better sleep and a deeper sleep. And you know, lately in the last few years, it's just been so stressful with everything that's happening and all the stresses that we have. And a lot of people are complaining, or a lot of people are saying to me that I just don't get enough sleep, or I'm not sleeping well, or I'm waking up too early, or I'm not getting off to sleep, all the different variations. And then of course you can do that for a little while, but then it catches up, and then you just feel drained, and then your immune system isn't very good and it's compromised, and or different parts of your health and well-being just starts to become compromised, and then you get grumpy, and then you yell at someone that actually didn't need to be yelled at, not that badly, or you pick on the wrong person that really should be getting a telling off, and they just say the silliest little thing, and then boof, you're away. So today I sort of wanted to look at sleeping. So I'm a natural therapist and have been for 26 years, coming up to 27, and I have a clinic in Hastings and Waipakarau. So in Hastings, I'm here Tuesday, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and Waipakarau Mondays and Fridays. And if you're wanting to get hold of me, my number is 0272 495090. So and I specialise in the bone structure of the feet. So that's what I've been doing for a very long time. I teach it as well in New Zealand and Australia. So you got the best person in New Zealand on your feet. So if you've got any issues with your feet, I'm the one to ring, okay? So you're listening to Maree Gifkins, and if you want to look at my webpage, by all means, it's www.footbliss.co.nz. So let's have a look at these 7 free tips, shall we? So the first one, not everyone's going to agree with me, but prayer is amazing. And you know, you don't have to be full on religious and going to church, but you know, saying a few prayers at night time, you know, I always end the day by thanking God or the Creator, whatever you want to have a title there. I'm quite happy with the word God, so I thank God for all the miracles that have happened today, the ones that I know about and the ones that I don't know about. And when I wake up in the morning, I say a prayer, and I thank God for all the miracles that are going to happen today and for protecting myself and my family. And I noticed when I started saying those prayers, the first month there wasn't a lot of change, but the second month I started to see more miracles happening, and I started to see amazing things, and I'm like, wow, there's power in prayer. You know, so that's, you know, letting go of things. It just, you know, you can overview the day and in your prayer and just say, well, that kind of upset me a little bit. Okay, it's time to let it go. I can't change anything. Time to let it go. Or just having that time to let your brain sort of settle and calm down. So that's your first tip. Okay, the second one I've got is breathing. Now that might sound pretty basic, and we all have to breathe, but we quite often will catch ourselves not breathing. If we start to become very concentrated on something, or something's upset us, we can be doing very shallow breathing or just not breathing. And then all of a sudden go, oh, and you take a big deep breath. So it's not always like, oh yeah, I'm always breathing. We do have pause, or we do very shallow breathing if we're panicking, or we're in behind traffic and there's things moving fast. We just do for a few minutes. Okay, so it's not good when you're going to bed to be doing shallow breathing or stop breathing. So when I'm in bed, I start to breathe and make sure I get in quite a few good deep breaths. Now, it doesn't have to be like 4 or 5 seconds. You can just do, you know, like the count of 3. You're breathing in for 3 and you're breathing out for 3. And so that's slowing your breathing down. So you're breathing in a nice deep breath for the count of 3, and then you're breathing out the count of 3. Do you want to try it? I'm hearing somebody saying, oh, I want to try that now. Okay, so take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. 3, 2, 1. So anytime during the day, if you are yawning, that's a sign that you're not getting enough oxygen in. So it's like, oh, okay, stop, let's breathe. You only have to do it for 2 minutes, and you'll just notice everything's calming down, you're feeling settled again, because our adrenals can start going quite fast, and we get quite racy and quite all over the place. So we need to calm down, and just counting to 3 and then breath out of 3 is just a good way to start catching up again. Okay, so when I'm in bed and I've had a very active day, and then I'm trying to relax and go to sleep, I will do this breathing, and I will breathe to 3 and then out again. But I will be counting each breath. So the in and the out is 1. The in and out again is 2. In and out again is 3. And so I'll count to 30 if I can get that far. Quite often I finish and I go off to sleep about 24 counts, and then I'm out to it. But sometimes I'll get to 30 and then I start again. So it just depends what's going on for you and your day, of course. And as I get to breathing to 3, I might do that for about 10 counts, and then I'll try and push it out to 4 and count and breathe in a little bit slower to a count of 4, and then breathing out to a count of 4. And so just slowing that breathing down again and again. And so that sort of keeps your brain a bit busier, because when we go to bed, it's like we've been busy with our brain, thinking of all sorts of things during the day. And then we try to lie down and go, okay, I can go to sleep now. And then the brain's still active and it goes off into different tangents. So we need to be able to do something. The brain needs something to do, but to calm down at the same time. So that's a really good thing to do, as you're breathing and counting to 30. And just every now and then, if you find you're getting too hectic, just slow your breathing down and just do it for a couple of minutes, and you'll find that stress level will start to come down again. Now, the third thing I'd like to talk about is water. They're all free, aren't they? Breathing is free, water's free, prayer is free. You might call it something else. It doesn't have to be the word prayer, but you can be just acknowledging things as well. So water, have some good water. You know, you need good water. It's no use putting in water that's full of chemicals and different things. It's then the body's working harder to clear that out to be able to get some good stuff. So get some good water, and you want 4 to 6 glasses of water a day. Now, some people will be going, oh, I already do that. And some people will be going, oh, do I have to drink 4 glasses? So everyone's a little bit different. And if you can, you know, in this kind of weather where you're really wanting about 5, in the summer you're really wanting 6, in the winter, you know, some people are lucky to get 4 into them because they just don't want it because it's cold. But, you know, try and get that 4 to 6 glasses a day. You know, if you're only drinking 1 glass of water and then you're saying, oh, but I'm drinking 4 cups of coffee and 3 cups of tea, so I'm like way over the limit of what you're saying. But, you know, coffee's a stimulant, and, you know, if you have too many teas, that's a stimulant as well. And it's not hydrating us properly. Whereas water, and things like coconut water, if you don't like the taste of water, try coconut water. It just has a little bit of a flavour. It has natural electrolytes in it, and so the coconut water can be quite good. Especially, you know, sometimes you can get those little electric shocks on the cars when you're opening doors or closing doors. That static sort of thing. It generally means that your electrolytes are low, your minerals are low. So having some coconut water for a few days will just sort of settle all that nonsense down, and, you know, you're not going to get those little shocks. So water, you know, we need water. You know, we need breathing. Okay, we can go a couple of days without water, we're not going to die, but we're not going to be very comfortable, are we? We're not going to be very good. But you can't go a couple of days without breathing. Man, that air is so important to us. Okay, so that's why breathing is at the top. And then your water. So don't underestimate the power of water. We need it to clean the system. You know, the liver needs it. The kidneys need the water to flush out all the toxins, flush out all the waste, flush out all the things that we don't want, the excess hormones, the things that have been used and no longer needed, required in our body. It has to be flushed out through our evacuation systems. And so water helps flush it out. It's like, have you ever tried to clean a window without water? You're just moving the dust around. So I remember listening to a master chair in Thailand when I went to learn abdominal massage, and he said water is very powerful, you know, and it's drink water at night time. And I thought, he's crazy, I'm going to be going up all half the night going for a pee. And he says, no, you have 2 or 3 glasses at night time, and then at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, when your liver starts cranking up and starts doing all the jobs that it's got to do, and you know, that's why some people wake at like 3-4 o'clock time, is the liver is actually starting to gear up and do all its cleaning and detoxing, and it starts gathering that momentum, and the liver is on the right hand side, and you wake up and you go, why am I awake? I've got no pain, I'm feeling okay, I don't know why I'm awake. And then you can't get back to sleep. It's quite often the liver, so it's having a bit of trouble, it's being a bit too noisy, and you wake up. Or you may even feel some sensations. It's on the right hand side, just underneath the rib cage. And so by drinking water, 2 glasses at night time before bed, the water is there for the liver to do all the things it wants. It's not dry, and you know, when you wake up in the morning, you're already hydrated. You know, and I thought, but how many times am I going to get up and go to the toilet? Okay, this guy seems to know a lot. Like, he's 70 and he looks like he's 50. It's like, I should listen to him. So I tried it, and it was like, man, I didn't get up any more than what I was. I think I was getting up once or something. So I didn't have to get up any more than what I was. And in the morning, I felt like I was ready to go. I wasn't having to, you know, you have a glass of water maybe when you get up, and you have breakfast, and then you have morning tea, and then you sort of get going because you've then got about 3 cups of fluid in you. But in the morning, you're already hydrated, you're ready to go. So I really noticed a big difference by just doing that. So that's a good little tip. That's a free one for you too, isn't it? So don't underestimate water. Water is extremely powerful. We need it. So the next one I want to talk about is what's your stimulants. So coffee, caffeine. You know I can't drink coffee after 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I'll be awake for a couple of extra hours. Some people say don't have it even after 1 o'clock. You know, and anything more than 2 cups of coffee a day is getting over your maximum amount of caffeine in a day. That's kind of acceptable. Your liver should be able to cope with kind of 2 cups a day. But if it's struggling and you've got a whole lot of other stuff that's been happening over the years, and you're on medication, and you've got emotions, and things haven't been easy in your life, your liver would be taking quite a hit. So, you know, having even more than 1 cup a day could be just too much for it. And if you're lying awake at night, stop your coffee for a while. You know, but if you're having like 7 cups, don't stop it. You'll go into a detox. Slow it down. Have 6 the next day, and then 5 the next day, and do that for a couple of days, and then have 4 a day. So just slowly back it off. You don't want to be struggling too much. And don't swap it for like V drinks, because that's even worse than caffeine. Okay, so look at your stimulants, your alcohol. You know, don't have alcohol at night time if you're not sleeping very well. The alcohol goes in and into the brain, and you think you're relaxed, but the liver's having to work hard, your kidneys are having to work hard trying to get it out of the brain and trying to get it into the blood and get it down to those organs. because the brain just doesn't work very well. As we know, it doesn't work very well when you've got alcohol in your brain. You know, you're impaired, you don't drive very well, you don't make great decisions, or you blurp out things that you shouldn't be blurping out. So alcohol's not that great for a lot of things. And so at bedtime, if you've got into a habit of in the evening, I'll have a glass of red wine, maybe, and you're not sleeping well, maybe you should slow that down. And do it just on a weekend or occasion or as a treat, because you've got the sugar content in that as well. It's not just the alcohol, it's the sugar content. And the sugar, you know, speeds us up. And we're trying to sleep and be calm and relaxed and good for the next day. So that's another one to look at. As I said before, your tea, your black tea, your gumboot tea, whatever you'd like to call your tea. Usually once you get to about 4 or 5, you're starting to get an overdose of caffeine in the system. So try and not have too much of that either. Gee, am I a bit mean or what? Coke, oh my God, don't have Coke at night time. Gee, that's full of sugar. And don't tell me that you're on the diet one. That's even worse. Okay, there's stuff in there that's just going to ruin your nervous system completely. So I know I'm a bit of a spoil sport. Back to basics, you know, what's wrong with a good old glass of water? Or if you want to be fancy, have coconut water. And so just watch that sort of stuff and, you know, have a break from it for a while and just see how you are coping. Find those triggers that are triggering. Have a bit more water. Flush everything out. So the next one is calming moves. Ooh. Okay, so calming moves could be putting some calming music on. Relaxing music is very good for calming the system down. But there's other things that you can do, like you can sit down, close your eyes. Actually, you can do it now, and I'll talk you through. So with your right hand, you're actually going to touch your left hand. So open up your palm, so your hand's nice and straight, and with your right hand, with your either finger, it doesn't matter, just use one finger, and I want you to start on your palm, and you're going to go down the length of your big thumb, but very lightly. You're not pushing anything, you're not massaging anything, it's just very light on the skin, very light touch, and you're going down the length of your thumb. Okay, and then from your palm to your first finger, you're going down along the palm and then along that first finger, and you can do it a couple of times, and then down your palm and down the third finger, the middle finger, and then your fourth finger, and you're just going down very lightly, very slowly. It's not a fast action, take your time. It's a very slow action, and you may feel some little tinglings going on underneath the skin, or a very light, sensitive, almost tickly, but it's not tickly. And then do your fifth finger, of course, and going down down the palm and down your fifth finger. And then start from the thumb again, and down you go, down the first one, and it starts to become more familiar, and you might start to feel more tinglings all over all your fingers. You may even feel tinglings sort of going up your arm. What you're activating is your own energy underneath the skin. You're activating your own energy and feeling your own energy. And then swap over and do the other hand. And you go down the thumb, down the palm, down the thumb, very lightly. You're not pushing anything, you're not massaging anything. And then you do the first finger, and then the more you do it, the more senses start to become alive in your hand. And that's and then by the time you get to your little finger, your brain is like fascinated with all the little feelings going on in your hand. And the brain is like, oh, what is going on? Oh my God, that feels really good. Oh, I didn't know I could have all those sort of feelings in my hands, and the senses that are happening. And then that curiosity comes there of the body, and where their attention is, chi flows, which is like energy, your natural energy, and then blood flows, and then oxygen flows. So that's a pretty cool thing. It's like it's not just relaxing, but you're actually stimulating your hands so that good energy, good blood flow, good oxygen comes down. The body can check out if there's anything wrong, if your knuckles are a little bit swollen or a bit sore. You're getting all those good little nutrients in there to start feeding and supporting your hand. But you start to calm down, and you're actually feeling quite relaxed and chilled by just doing this simple action. So you can do this during the day if you've just watched the news and you're a bit wound up about what's happening in the world. Counteract it, bring it back down, bring your centre back to yourself. Do it at night time to relax. If you don't like the idea of the breathing one to the count of 30, try the hand one. You can do it on your forearm and just gently bringing your hand down just above the skin so it's just touching it. And I was doing it to a little toddler the other day. He was crying and really getting himself all wound up, and I just started working on his forearm and just bringing my finger down ever so gently and slowly, and within 3 seconds he's just stopped crying, and he was like crying, sobbing beside himself. He hadn't hurt himself, he was just getting himself worked up, and he just stopped crying, and he was like, you could see his eyes moving, his brain was like going, what's going on, what's that feeling, what's happening? And then this sort of so I did both arms just to keep that calmness going. So don't underestimate the touch and the calming feeling. You can do it to someone else, a loved one or a family member, or you can get a feather. You can just pick up a feather and just run it over your skin. That works really well too. Good tips, eh? Really easy ones. They don't take too long. Okay, so another one that I want to give you. What are we on to now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on to the 6th one. And this one you can do during the day. A couple of times you can do at night time just as you get into bed. And it's a tightening and a releasing. So you can hold on to a face cloth on each hand, screw it up and hold and make it like making a fist. So if you're holding on to something, it's a little bit easier. But you're going to take a deep breath in, and then you hold your breath and you tighten your grip of your hands as tight as you can hold, making like a fist, and just hold it tight. And then you tighten your forearms, you tighten your shoulder, you tighten your rib cage, you tighten your whole body. You can even tighten your legs, and you tighten your face and squeeze your face. And then you let go. And then you tighten again. You tighten your fist, you tighten your... Is anybody doing it with me? Good. Tighten everything. Clench your teeth, squeeze up your face, squeeze your eyes, everything. Tighten. And then release. You can do that 3-4 times, and then you go, oh, that's nice, because we do tighten things in our body as a reaction to things. We tighten our shoulders, we tighten our jaw, we tighten our back. We're holding, gripping on, waiting for dear life. What's the next thing that's going to whack us? And we forget to relax those things, those areas, or even our stomach. Our stomach can tighten, and then we relax when the stressful situation goes. We relax, and then another stressful thing comes, and we tighten in our stomach again. And then we relax, and then if we get too much stress coming too constantly, day after day after day, we keep holding that point, and we can't relax it, and then we start to have digestive issues, or we have constipation, or we have diarrhea because it can move fast, and then we have forgotten how to relax. So this is a good technique to actually just wake up those muscles to tighten harder and then relax. Oh, that's what it feels like. And so you're able to actually relax those tightened muscles. So that's another one of feeling relaxed and calm afterwards. There's a few other reasons to it, but I won't go into those right now. Now, the last one I want to talk about is emotions. Forgiving, letting go, hurling away, it's no longer needed. You know, our emotions have a big part to play. 80% of diseases come from emotions that have been trapped, caught, held on to, not forgiven, and they just linger in the tissue in the body. So let go. If it doesn't serve you anymore, let it go. Why hold on to it? The other person can't even remember the argument or the problem. They got on with their life, but you're still holding on to it. You know, and we can hold on to things for years and years. And, you know, oh, this person hurt me when I was 16 or 18. They yelled at me, or maybe it was your first job and the person wasn't a nice person and they yelled at you for not doing this or that or the other. And you still remember it. And you're still like, you even know what clothes you were wearing that day. You know, it's taking up space in your brain that doesn't need to be there anymore. It's like it's time to let go, hurl it away. You know, and the Greek word forgiveness means to hurl away. It's time to let it be at peace and forgive the person. Maybe they were having a bad day. Who knows? It's time to let go and free that space in your mind or in your body and put good things in there. You know, watch a happy movie where it makes you laugh. Go and feed the ducks and watch the ducks. Watch children laughing and giggling. Put good things into those spots where you have let go of trauma, hurts, disappointments, rejections, all those things. Let it go and put something good in its place. You'll get better and stronger, more relaxed, you'll sleep better, you'll be a happier person and more peaceful. So if you would like to give me a ring, make an appointment, come and talk to me. My number is 0272 495090. 0272 495090. Thank you.